Great. So it's good. I just come fresh off interviews and stuff, so I can kind of rattle this stuff off. But number one, it's all about the ball. So everything we do, all 11 guys on the offense, is going to be about protecting the football. Whether it's in the run game, the pass game, or protection, we're going to be crazy about it. One thing that hits my brain really quick, Skip Pete is going to be our running backs coach. They had 0 fumbles lost last year from the running back. Okay, so he could have started that interview with that, dropped the mic, and then he would have been hired. So that's number one. Number two is focusing on what we control. That's your fundamentals and your attitude. So we're going to be a developmentally minded staff that's looking to develop player A to player Z. Okay, they're ours until they're not. Okay, there's no catering to this guy or that guy. We want everybody to develop their fundamental skills. And then the attitude starts with effort. And that's one thing I go back to Pete, from day one, the very first day of spring, very first day of camp, we critique effort first. So we're looking for people trying really hard. We'll get the how to, but we got to get the how much and how fast going before we can really take a step from there. The third thing, it's the marriage of the run and pass. That's our identity, is things that start looking one way but end up being different. And the thing that's going to help us, without getting into too much detail, is that we're going to do things that are simple in concept but are complex in delivery. So what do I mean by that? It's not going to be a lot of plays. It's going to be a few plays out of different personnels and different looks, so that our execution stays at a high level there. And then we're going to be situationally aware. We're going to be a very smart football team. We're going to know what we're looking at, the situations, the play calls are going to come out based on the specific area of the field. The players are going to be aware. When we get this situation, we should probably only be calling this 1 or 2 plays. They'll be in tune with a lot of that stuff, and then of course ready to adjust. And the thing that allows you to adjust is by not having so much volume. When you keep the package tight, then you're able to adjust and make fine-tune little fine-tuning changes within a game plan so that they can continue to play fast. And the last part that'll be our calling card is finish. And you'll see linemen running down the field. You'll see Gino last year chasing Ken Walker down on runs, just trying to get his body in the way, in a smart way to keep himself safe. But you're going to see 11 people fly off the ball and really finish drives, finish quarters, finish halves, and finish games, and it starts in practice. So that's just the general philosophy of what I got a couple, but I think just early on in my career, so it was a conference championship game. We're playing the Packers at home. This is 2014, before we went to the Super Bowl against the Patriots, and they pulled the post safety out and they're playing cover 0, loaded box, because Marshawn Lynch and Russell at that time was a dynamic duo of the run game, if you guys remember. Well, whenever we got into certain personnels, they pulled the safety, went cover 0, and at half, I came to the coordinator and said, they keep pulling it down, we need to run. We had an adjustment. I don't want to say the word because we're going to use it, but we had an adjustment to attack cover 0. And so we came up with a plan. Will Tukuafu is a D-line coach now in Seattle, at the time was a fullback. We're going to motion him out, remove one from the box. Max protected. We threw a post to Jermaine Kearse to win the game. Threw the ball in the stadium. Regretted it. And he got it back. But anyway, it was that moment, and there were other little moments along the way, but like at that point, I was just like, wow, like this is cool to be able to have an impact by making an in-game adjustment. Really got me going, and encouraged me to keep growing.